Probably 2 million asteroids in our solar system.
The reason that Psyche is unique is that it is metal rich.
It's believed that it may be a remnant core of an early planetesimal.
One of the ingredients that went into making our Earth, and one that we cannot see any other way. And it would be the first metal object that humankind has ever visited.
Studying the evolution of a planetary body is a detective story.
I think the only thing we know is that it's not going to look like what we think it's going to look like, and it's going to be really interesting, whatever we find.
Space is always more amazing than we can imagine with our minds.
You're looking live at NASA's Kennedy Space Center's Launch Pad 39A. Fueling of that SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket should have began a couple of seconds ago for the Psyche mission to a mysterious metal asteroid. Welcome, and thank you for joining us live from the Space Coast of Florida for this first of its kind mission. I'm NASA's Megan Cruz, and this is Jim Bell, a professor at Arizona State University. Great to have you here.
Spectacular, great, good morning. Launch day, launch day, launch day, super exciting.
You have a lot of excitement, and I'm glad to see it.
Yes.
As he said, launch day, so liftoff is targeted for exactly 10:19 and 43 seconds Eastern Time. The name Psyche refers to the spacecraft we're launching today, but also the asteroid we're sending the spacecraft to. And we actually have a model of the asteroid right here, a very baby model.
Tiny model, right?
A lot smaller than the real thing.
Yes, the real asteroid is about as wide as the state of Massachusetts, so it is a very, very large asteroid. It was discovered in 1852 by an Italian astronomer, and he named it Psyche after the Greek goddess of the soul.
Beautiful name.
Yeah, so because of that, we named our spacecraft Psyche. And because of that, we named our mission Psyche. So the focus is on Psyche, Psyche, Psyche.
Yeah.
We're really focusing on really getting to know this little world.
All makes sense to me, easy to remember.
Yes. Exactly.
So as you place that asteroid down, tell me where Psyche is in relation to us and our solar system.
Right, well, you remember elementary school, right? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, right? And between Mars and Jupiter is the main asteroid belt. And this asteroid orbits in the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter about 3 times as far from the sun as the Earth.
And really quick, a very unique asteroid, obviously, metal rich.
It's metal rich, and it's the largest one of its kind in the entire solar system.
And that's why we're going to it.
Yes.
And there is a lot to learn about this mission. That's why Jim and I aren't the only ones you'll hear from today. We have Jasmine Hopkins here at Kennedy Space Center at a nearby viewing location, Raquel Villanueva at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California, and Daryl Nail and Mick Woltman, who will walk us through the operational milestones today. All right, so guys, SpaceX has been fueling its Falcon Heavy rocket for about a couple of minutes now. And the other watch item is, of course, the weather today, but we are looking a lot better than yesterday.
Yes, we certainly are, Megan and Jim, and good morning to you both who are looking lovely in your purple and orange mission colors. Mick and I here, we're in our gray, which was the weather yesterday, but you know, great news in terms of the weather for today's launch. It improved to 85% go. We just heard a weather brief as she gave that brief to the launch director, Mike Taylor of SpaceX, and you can see it on the graphic there. 85% go. Winds are light and variable. 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the west, temperature 82 degrees, and of course it's humid. Our only concern, though, Mick, a potential cumulus cloud in the area. We don't have any rain, as you can see on the radar. That's the best news that we got today.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Jim, I'm excited this morning. I mean, we started early this morning, Daryl, you and I listening to the nets, and the weather has only improved over the last several hours down to this 85% go, and I'm excited for that as we move into launch liftoff this morning. The range team will continue looking at the weather and along with the engineering team on the launch vehicle. But things are looking really good this morning from a weather standpoint for this mission. I'm very excited.
The other major factor for consideration before launch is the range. As you look at a beautiful shot orbiting around the launch pad there at Launch Complex 39A, the Falcon Heavy, the 3 boosters at the bottom, and the spacecraft Psyche encapsulated at the top. That range, as you can get a look around over the Atlantic Ocean, is green, so we're good to go there. Listen now.
NY, PY, and center core LOX load has started.
That is the call out for LOX load. So now we were flowing RP1 propellants into the Falcon Heavy boosters, those 3 boosters at the bottom. Now we are flowing LOX, which is more of a delicate operation.
Yeah, absolutely. About 5 minutes ago, we started the RP1 load, which got the fuel going into the boosters, and now we are putting the cryogenic densified LOX in board. Between the 2 propellants, that will provide all the fuel and energy needed to fire the 27 Merlin engines this morning. So the team is loading the first stage, and about 5 minutes from now, we'll start loading second stage. So things are looking really good, and nominal instrumentation on all the load.
We are counting down to a T0 at 10:19:43 a.m. Eastern Time, 14:19:43 UTC time. It is an instantaneous window now that we've started LOX. Real quickly, Mick.
Yeah, absolutely. We starting this densified LOX, it sets our window for this morning because we've committed to that, because we have to maintain that cold temperature of the densified LOX in the stage. So the team is confident. They've given the go. We've started propellant loading, and we're looking forward to liftoff.
All right, our next call out will be for propellant load in the second stage of the rocket. That's coming up in just about 10 minutes. But for now, we'll send it back to Megan and Jim.
Wow, what do you think of those live views from the helicopter?
Daryl and Mick are awesome too. It's great to
We're
have
awesome
these experts.
too. We're awesome
All right.
too. Yeah, it was really great to see those shots, not, of course, of the rocket, but also the weather. 85% go.
It's been our biggest concern, right? The spacecraft is ready, the rocket is ready, the team is ready. Let's hold out for the weather.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Looking good, exactly. Now, you heard that call out over the loops about loading liquid oxygen. You're going to hear call outs like that throughout the broadcast, and we're going to pause for those so that you can follow along with operations. Our broadcast today will take us all the way through the moment we deploy and get the first possible signal from the Psyche spacecraft. Now, Jim, people might be wondering why go to a metal-rich asteroid?
Well, we've visited over 60 or more years of NASA and other space agencies. We've visited gas planets and rocky planets and icy moons and comets and rocky asteroids. We've never seen a metallic asteroid. There's a big population of them out there. Psyche is the largest one.
Right.
So we want to study this class of objects that we've never seen up close in the solar system.